Alright. This one. If a point is selected at random, what's the probability that will lie within the shaded region rather than the unshaded region of the rectangle? Well, the shaded region is going to be 14 times 12, so 168. I've got my unshaded region is 7 times 4, so 28. The shaded region is going to be the difference between those two. The entire region is going to be 168, because remember, it's what you want versus the total. That's going to be your probability. Want versus total. I want the shaded region. The total region is 168. So I've got 140 over 168. They're both divisible by 2, so we'll get 70 over 84, divisible by 2 again, so 35 over, what is that? Come on now. 42. Gracious. They're both divisible by 7, and that's going to be our final one, so 5 over 6. Alright, so our probability is going to hit in the shaded region rather than the unshaded is 5 to 6. Want, shaded region versus total, unshaded region, and then simply reduce. 5 to 6. Given that this one has a length of 18, it's got an inscribed circle so that they have the same center. What's the probability of a dart landing outside the circle but inside the square? So again, what do we want? We want to be in the square. So 18 squared minus the area of the circle, which is going to be 9 squared pi, so 81 pi, and then over the total. The total is simply the whole square, so we'll get 18 squared. Punching this out, 18 squared minus 81 pi. Fun decimal here. We've got 65, or rather 69.53 rather, over 18 squared, which is 324. Let's see answer as a percent. Fantastic. I was about to say that this is going to be terrible as a fraction. So 69.53099 divided by 324 means we've got 0.2146 as a percent, 21.46%. Looks just like that. Alright. Bus station. At a bus station, scheduled to arrive every 2 minutes. The bus waits for 2 minutes while passengers get on and off, and then departs for the next station. What's the probability that the bus is waiting when a pedestrian arrives at the station at a random time? So we have 20 minutes, alright, and during those 20 minutes, 2 of them, the bus will be there waiting. So that's a 1 out of 10 chance that the bus will be there waiting when you get there. 2 minutes that we want, 20 minutes total, 1 to 10. Text reasoning. We got this shape. What is the area of the putting green? This I'm going to assume is putting green. Let's take it by piece. So I've got an 8 by 8 square here. That's going to be 64. I've got a 16 by 8 little rectangle here. That's going to be 64 times 2, so 128. And then I've got this quarter circle. It's got a radius of 8, so pi r squared would be the whole circle. We're going to divide it by 4 because it's a quarter of a circle. So we're going to get 16 pi in the middle here to the nearest square foot. So let's add those all together, 64 plus 128 plus 16 pi, and we will get to the nearest foot, 242 square foot. This is in meters. You know what? We're going to change that to meters. To the nearest square meter. I'm sure that's an error, because they're not going to make you go meters to centimeters to inches to feet. That would just be ridiculous. So we're just going to stay right there, 242 square meters. Sliding it up to the kite. Alright. Area of a kite, remember that's 1/2 diagonal times diagonal. So 1/2, 9 times 20. Half of 20 is 10, so that's just 9 times 10 would be 90. And we'll throw on a unit squared. Use the information to find x. I've got 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height is equal to area. So 1/2, 6 times 9 plus x is equal to 39. First thing I'm going to do is combine the 1/2 and the 6, so that's 3. 9 plus x is equal to 39. And then I've got 9 plus x is equal to 13, dividing both sides by 3. Subtract the 9, and x is equal to 4. Sure, that's what they were looking for, was the x, because they listed the area. And I did all that off the screen. Give you a couple moments with that. So we took it, set it up, combine the 2, the 1/2 and the 6 to a 3. Divide both sides by 3. The 9 plus x is equal to 13. And then we go from there. Alright. How much do we have left? Can we do it in one video? No. Alright. So we'll have to continue onward. Find the area of the shaded region. So finding this little one first, it's just a 6 by 10 rectangle. So we have 60 in here. The height is 3. The base is 10. So I've got 1/2 of 10 times 3. Half of 30 is 15. So 60 plus 15 is 75. And that's going to be meters squared. Find the area of this circle. We're going to set up the same proportions. So 100 is to 360. Just like this portion of the area is equal to the whole area. This one we're just going to punch out. I've got 36 times 17.46 is equal to 10x. So I'm going to take it, divide both sides by 10, and slide that there into the answer. 36, 17.46 divided by 10. That's going to give me a whole area, 62.86 meters squared. Find the area of the triangle. Again, just half base times height. Base is 14. Height is 5. Half of 14 is 7. 7 times 5 is 35. No units, so we'll slap a unit squared on there and call it. Find the circumference and area of a circle with a diameter of 16. Leave areas in most exact form. This means we're going to slap a pi on the end of it. So diameter is 16. Circumference is pi d. So we just have pi times diameter for that one. Again, leaving it with that pi on there. Area is pi r squared. The radius is going to be 8. So pi r squared will be pi 8 squared, so just 64 pi. Again, we don't take that into the calculator because we want the most exact form, so we're going to leave that pi in there. We've got a square with an area of 192. Find the side length and the perimeter. 192, let's take 192 and square root that. That's gross. Simplest radical form. Terrible. Side squared. So we take square root of both sides. We're going to break this down. Well, 36 going to 192. 192 divided by 36. Nope. Let's just try 2. 192 divided by 2. 96. Maybe 64. Yeah, 64 times 3. 64 times 3 is 192. I get that 64. That's going to give me a pair of 8s. So I've got 8 square roots of 3 is equal to my side. So 8 square roots of 3. Taking that 192 and breaking it down. The side length, 8 square roots of 3. My perimeter, I'm going to have 4 of those. So I will have 32 square roots of 3. Last one, and we'll cut the video. Given the area with a height of 12 and an area of 72, find the base. So remember, area is equal to just base times height. So 72 is equal to 12 times your base. So base is, divide the 12 off, you're going to get a 6. And it's going to be feet. This one's going to be inches. Gracious. And this one over here, diameter 16, both of them in units and units squared. Don't forget about those units. Make sure you go back through that test. Don't forget about your units.